Every day is a blessing indeed, and today is another blessing. My apologies for my very bad voice, but I hope it's going to be fine soon. Welcome to Ear Ground. My name is Plot Marco, and this is a special edition where we're focusing on the EU Film Festival. We've been running this for a couple of days now, if not 2-3 weeks, and now the time has come. The EU Film Festival starts. It starts today in Bulawayo. Yeah, Gilmore was trying to correct me there. He taught me a few lessons. Paperback Africa is one of the institutions that are partnering with the EU Film Festival, and everything is now set. The festival has started, master classes have started, and we thought, why don't we revisit some of the things that were put on the program, what has started, what has been happening, and what's going on. And also, I have an interview that I had with Dr. Till, who is the Deputy Head of Mission for the Austrian Embassy covering Zimbabwe and South Africa. And we'll be speaking to him in a bit to get a bit of more information as far as the involvement of Austria is concerned with regard to this festival. But it's an exciting festival, and tonight it's not just the film, but there's also a lot of other exciting things that are lined up. There's entertainment. There's a mashup performance that is lined up tonight. I'm going to be giving you also that information, and I'll break down some of the films that are lined up. The master classes are happening as we speak right now. There's a master class that is happening in Bulawayo, and then it moves to Harare. And this is something that you should not miss out. It's great fun, and it's a great festival that everybody who loves great fun has to be there. But in the meantime, let me drop a commercial whilst I get a bit of information on. And this is
Mafia 19, kete paketi, tista visa itavaketi. Chesas ni high cut, vapera manotsi vakuchaga ma shortcut. As we watch the sun go down, away, 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 yeah.
Very limited edition. Y'all keep hating, I'ma keep it going. I don't do competition. Very limited edition. Very limited edition. Y'all keep snitching, I don't get it. Y'all niggas getting an addiction. Woo, woo, hey, woo, hey, woo,
Ear Ground, new voices amplified. That's how we do, and this is a live broadcast. This is not a pre-recorded broadcast. So thank you so much for joining I see Mulashe Kaparadza. Thank you so much for joining in. An amazing artist there. And feel free to drop some of your questions. I already have a couple of questions from people that are asking when is the EU Festival happening. It's actually happening. It started today. The official opening is on tonight at 5 p.m. at Blaue Center at Stekineko. And it runs there until the 19th of October. And then it moves to Harare from the 22nd to the 26th of October. And there is so much that is lined up. So much. And this is all for free. This is the most exciting part, that everything that you're going to be watching and experiencing in the EU Festival is absolutely free with so much value. So, to unpack the program a bit, there is the Q&A session after every screening. This happens for 15 minutes and is presided over by Providence Shumba as well as Violet Senderai. These are two amazing creatives, amazing Zimbabwean creatives. Providence is a budding filmmaker, is interested in documentary and feature filmmaking, and last year he was part of the festival just as one of the participants attending the festival, and he was quite active in the Q&A, and then this year he's actually hosting it. And Violet is a filmmaker and a director, trained in New York, but now back home, and she's doing amazing things. She runs, Maverick Media, which is one of the leading media houses in Zimbabwe, design agency. And now, back to the films, there's also a lot of African content within the EU Festival. A lot of people thought, this is entirely or exclusively European, but there's a lot of African content that is there. There's the Manyata Shots. This is a screening program that has been curated by Phoebe Kirio. She's an amazing filmmaker working in East Africa and Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. And I'll also break down some of the films that are lined up, the short films from the African Shots. And one of the most interesting things about this festival is that it's bringing an array of films. Films feature drama, comedy, and a lot of real life inspired stories, very emotional stories, and great entertainment, and a bit of romance too. Yeah, so now I'll be crossing over to Dr. Till in South Africa to speak to him and hear from him about the involvement of the Austrian embassy in this festival and the role that they are playing, and the significance of such. I'm going to explain to you a bit about the film that they are bringing, and then we'll talk a bit more. But in the meantime, Dr. Till.
So good morning, everybody. As the Deputy Head of Mission of the Austrian Embassy, it's a great pleasure to say some words on the occasion of the EU Film Festival in Zimbabwe, where the Austrian Embassy in South Africa is also participating. We are also covering Zimbabwe, as many people will know. This year we are participating with the film Farewell to Europe about Stefan Zweig. It is not necessary to say a lot about Stefan Zweig, a very famous Austrian author who emigrated to Brazil. One of the most famous Austrian authors in the 20th century, the first half of the 20th century. The Austrian film industry has developed in a considerable way in the past years and decades. There are many films which won numerous prizes in the past years and decades. So it's a great pleasure for us to participate in Zimbabwe. It's also good to see that European embassies cooperate very closely and organize such a film festival. It's also a pleasure to see. And on a personal note, I think I should stress that films are one very important part of culture. Austria, we always say we are a big power in the field of culture, music, literature, architecture, many other things. But of course, we are also a big power in the field of film. So it's a great pleasure for us to show this film about Stefan Zweig. So this is a project which combines film and
Yeah, so there was Dr. Theo Wolfgang, is the deputy head of mission for the Austrian embassy covering Zimbabwe and South Africa. And he was talking there about the involvement of the Austrian embassy in the festival and also the significance of such involvement towards the festival. And the film is quite interesting. It's called Farewell to Europe. It was produced by Stefan Zweig. And it's the film looks at the struggles and the stance towards the Nazi Germany, and while searching for a new home and the new world. It's quite interesting and very powerful. You should check out the trailer. I think I have the trailer with me. Let me see if I can pull it.
Señor Zweig, una foto, por favor.
Good morning. Welche politische Bedeutung kann Ihrer Meinung nach ein Kongress von Schriftstellern haben?
In diesen 10 Tagen treffen sich 80 Schriftsteller aus 50 Nationen. Das ist eine enorme geistige Potenz.
Si piensan en las cosas que han sucedido en Alemania.
Nos pensées vont vers tous les écrivains allemands qui se voient contraints de prendre le chemin de l'exil, de vivre à l'étranger, ou pire, jetés en camp de concentration. Thomas Mann, Alfred Kerr, Walter Benjamin, Albert Einstein, Stefan Zweig.
Die Menschen bitten dich um Hilfe, weil du sie leisten kannst.
Und ich stehe vor Ihnen als Bettler um Hilfe.
Du hast vollkommen recht, Fritzi.
Was wiegt irgendetwas gegen diese Wirklichkeit?
Kann ich etwas für dich tun?
Eine Kammer hätte ich gern. Ein Tisch zum Schreiben.
Comment parvenir à ce que les êtres humains vivent en paix sur notre terre? Le Brésil a trouvé une réponse.
Pravilo.
Dos.
Muy rico. Mucho doce. Mi marido hace representaciones, leer, pero desde 6 años no más en alemán.
Ich glaube an ein freies Europa. Ich glaube daran, dass Grenzen und Pässe eines Tages der Vergangenheit angehören werden. Ich zweifle allerdings, dass wir das noch erleben werden.
So yeah, that is the trailer for the film by Stefan Zweig. The film is called Farewell to Europe. Quite an interesting film, something that you should definitely look forward to when you go to the EM Film Festival. And yeah, I'm going to talk a bit more about the film masterclasses that are happening. I think I have a snippet from what's happening, what happened today. Let me see if I can pull it.
You have to, everyone here is being paid, and of course people mentioned how much money they were being paid. But that was not my goal. My goal was not at that time to make money. My goal at that time was to equip myself with as much knowledge as possible, because I was disadvantaged. I did not have the possibilities. I did not have the means to go to school, to have a home. I spent a lot of my time sleeping on the roadside, on the streets. Took nights off, wandering on the streets just to make sure that the sun could rise and I could start another day all over again. Just go to a washing bay, take a shower, ask a guy washing a car, can I take a shower, pick some detergent and scrub myself and make sure I was presentable to be able to walk the street again. So I did that for over time, and while I was doing that, nobody knew if I was actually sleeping on the streets, because everybody just saw this guy who was now already on the street, smiling and walking with no breakfast, with nothing previously, from the previous night. But that was not really my goal. My goal was not to show up. My goal was not to come up and, present myself on the street. I had a much more bigger calling, and I wanted to be there. I wanted to be exactly where all those guys who were asking me why I was stupid when walking.
Mm-hmm. So that is AKS Simba. AKS Simba is running master classes in Bulawayo as well as in Harare. And he's a prop master, he's a film director, acclaimed with so much, to his catalog. And he was part of the Queen of Katwe production team. And there he's sharing a bit about his experience from his journey when he started making films and stuff. So there's more than just screenings. There's a lot of more inspiration for anybody who wants to get into film and film production. So tell your friend to tell their friend to tell their friend. Even if you missed out on the master classes and registrations, don't despair. Attend the films, watch them. Afterwards, there's a Q&A session, and some of these facilitators are also attending those screenings, so they'll definitely be able to also interact and engage with you there. Now, tonight is a big night. The EU Film Festival is starting, and there is also the musical part of the festival. And let me see if I can get it. So we have quite a number of artists that are performing there. There's ASAP, there's Nasha Tafrenyika, she's NAMA award winning. Also ASAP is a multi award winning, one of the best rappers in Zim right now. And there's Super Geeks, an amazing dance crew, as well as Emmanuel Nkomo, and they're performing at the opening of the EU Film Festival at 5 p.m. It's definitely going to be exciting. And for those that are asking for the details, those are the details for the EU Film Festival. And Brighton Magai, thank you so much for joining in. Madrena Tauraya Moyo, my elder, thank you so much. Video Fabo, I see you. Narele Spend Love, thank you so much also for tuning in. Jivas Gwanzura, I see you guys. Thank you so much for the support, and keep sharing more information for filmmakers, for dancers, for any creative on ear ground. And right now we're talking about the EU Film Festival that is happening in Harare and Bulawayo, and this is a super huge initiative. Some of the films that people should look out for is The Champions. It's a film, a comedy, a drama that is presented by the Embassy of Spain. There is also, besides me, a Romanian film that is also inspirational and a bit of drama in it. There's All Mice, presented by the Embassy of Portugal. It's romance, for those that are into love films. And the Embassy of France is presenting a comedy called Bryce Denies. I don't know if I pronounced that well, but, with French, they always say it with a bit of love and passion. And there's Yadi. This is a film that was done by Idris Elba. And it's a UK film presented by the Embassy of UK, and yeah, it's a definite must-watch. And The King of the Belgians, it's a comedy, dramatic comedy, presented by the Embassy of Belgium. And then there's The Conductor, presented by the Embassy of the Netherlands. It's also drama. If you love a lot of drama, go to the EU Film Festival. If you love a lot of comedy, go to the EU Film Festival. If you love a lot of inspirational stuff, go there. So if you basically love a lot of action, a lot of great films, attend the EU Film Festival, Harare, Bulawayo, for free. Free Pachena, Mahara. Sami Blood, presented by the Embassy of Sweden. And then there's also Black 47, Ireland. The Embassy of Ireland is presenting that one. And then Siambra. Siambra, this is an Italian film, presented by the Embassy of Italy. And then the Embassy of Germany is presenting It Must Be Schwig, the Blue Note story. And yeah, this is all about the festival and the African films. I'll be telling you about the African films in a bit. I think I'll show you some of the content that we have. But in the meantime, I think I'll just, for those that are just joining us now, thank you so much for tuning in. Anadra Smith, I see you. Leo Mavidzenge, thank you so much for joining in with a message, a special message from the ambassador of Austria, the Austrian Deputy Ambassador representing South Africa and Zimbabwe. He had a special message for the festival, and let's hear what he was saying.
Good afternoon. I am Wolfgang Till from the Austrian Embassy in Pretoria, and I'm glad to answer the questions as regards the film festival in Zimbabwe, where I will also have the honor to participate. So I would like to answer the questions which have been submitted to us. First question, how is the Embassy of Austria involved in the EU Film Festival? The Austrian Embassy is supporting the film screening of A Farewell to Europe by Stefan Zweig. I think it is not necessary to say a lot about this very famous film about the extremely famous and well-known Austrian author Stefan Zweig, who left Austria and later on died in Brazil in the 1940s. It's an extremely interesting biographical film, and we support the screening of this film about the famous Austrian author Stefan Zweig. Second, what is the significance of having the EU Film Festival in Zimbabwe? EU cooperation in the cultural field is something very important. We have this in South Africa. Of course, every EU member state has its own cultural heritage, has its own authors, filmmakers, musicians, and so on. But nevertheless, cooperation between EU member states is something extremely important, and we are glad to see that this also happens in Zimbabwe. How is the Austrian film industry progressing? I think it is an extremely
Yes, unfortunately we lost the signal there, but we continue and see if we can get the message continued. Every day is a blessing, and thank you so much to everybody who has been tuning in. We see you and we appreciate your valued support. It's really encouraging. Don't miss out on the EU Film Festival. I'd mentioned that there is also this short screenings for African content. You know, some exciting documentaries, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, and there are a whole lot of stuff that is being screened there. So talking about those documentaries and short films, short screenings, there's The Ballad of the Spirits. This is an experimental drama, and it's coming from Ethiopia, and there's also a calendar at my homework. Wow, that is quite interesting. If a calendar is your homework, a calendar, I'd read it as a calendar, yes, presented by Raymond Malinga, Uganda. And then there is Deambulation, that is coming from Madagascar, and it's a documentary, quite interesting, that one. And Facing North by Peter Tukey, Uganda, as well as Alex Maina presents Wakamba Forever. Wakamba Forever. Definitely should check this one out. It's coming from Kenya, and it's a comedy, you know, Wakamba Forever. Definitely, you must not miss out this one. And then Jethro, ex-Jethro, Malcolm Bigemano, Uganda. This is also a meta comedy, so there's a lot of fun. Just get ready to crack your ribs. You definitely enjoy the programming at the EU Film Festival. Roberta Wagner, I see you. Thank you so much for joining in, and great work that you're doing there with the team. I see yesterday there was a lot of fun, and today there was also a lot of fun at the EU Film Festival site. at the art gallery, and yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff that is happening there. Earlier on, we showed you a snippet from what Simba, AK Simba, who's a prop master, was doing today and yesterday, and there's a whole lot more stuff that is continuing there. And we also talked about some of the films that are showing at the EU Film Festival, and we had a message from Dr. Till, the Deputy Head of Mission for the Embassy of Austria, South Africa, Zimbabwe. And then we saw a snippet of the film that is Farewell to Europe, a film that is presented by the Embassy of Austria. And yeah, tonight, don't miss out. We're about to end the program, and thank you so much for the support, and stay tuned. It's not too late. You're not going to miss out on the EU Film Festival. It's running from the 15th to the 19th of October, that is in Bulawayo. And then from the 22nd to the 26th of October, that is in Harare. And in Harare, it's happening at Gallery Delta. And then in Bulawayo, it's happening at the Bulawayo Center, Stekineko. And it's all for free. Free. So feel free to attend and enjoy what is happening there. And thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, we keep giving you more programs, more stuff that is happening there. And don't miss out any of these programs. A whole lot of programs you can see from there. That is part of the programs that is on a Wednesday. And then this comes on a Tuesday. And then we also have this on a Thursday. And then we have this on a Friday, and then there is also this on a Saturday. So you're not going to miss out. All of this stuff for free. And also, let me see if I missed out something there. Yeah, that is the Tuesday program. And then for those that are asking about the African content, there you are. That's the program. And this cannot happen without any support. This festival has been supported by those institutions, embassies, European embassies that have supported and put together the festival. So much appreciation for making this festival a reality and bringing such light and excitement and empowerment to the Zimbabwe film community. And if you're a filmmaker, don't miss out. If you miss out, you lose. Yes. So look out on the EU Film Festival page, EU Film Festival Zimbabwe. You find all the information, the programs, what's happening, where is it happening, and then you'll be able to attend. And don't forget, tonight, I told you that it's not just the film, but there's also a lot of excitement in terms of entertainment there. And yeah, coming soon, Stekineko. That's the place to be. EU Film Festival. Don't miss out. My name is Plot Marco. And until next time.
Ground Radio. New voices amplified.